A hip roof elevation, a flat roof elevation, and the best technique to draw all elevations. This is just 3 of 10 things I'll be sharing with you. My only goal is to teach you the best techniques and shortcuts used to draw elevations in AutoCAD. Starting with number 1, creating dedicated elevation layers. You have all your plan, just click on layer property and create the elevation layers. I like to do them like this. I name them elef, then wall. Then I create the rest of the layers, give them their color, and that's it. Next is construction walls. I create them as they are in real life. Firstly, using the layer drop down, I make elef wall my current layer. Then to draw this line that represent my natural ground level, I use the line command and draw a horizontal line not too far or near the floor plan, so that the elevation roof won't cross borders of my plan. Then next, I made the walls by using the construction command. Then using a vertical option, I click on the edges of the walls that will only be visible on the elevation. Next, I give 450 for the steps. For that, I use the offset command, but I don't type the value. I select the 2 option so that I can freely put the value as I go along 450. Then I select that and give the actual height of my walls, which is mostly 3000. Then next I define this level, which is a little over the lintel level. It is mostly 2400 from our steps. Remaining the steps, but first I will trim and offset 150 twice. By doing that, I don't have to erase it too much. Save time whenever you can. So from here, just trim the lines you don't need, just like this. All it needs now is our number 3, doors and windows. I have a trick for this. I mostly see people drawing the windows over and over again, but I don't. I only make the window once. Using the construction line, the vertical, and click on the edges of the window. If you want to do more detail of it, you can do that. If you have a mullion, you can do that. Next, to get this lintel level where all the doors and windows align, I first offset the ground line to the steps, because I know from there it is exactly 7 feet, which is 2100. Here is my trick for drawing elevation windows in AutoCAD. I start with a rectangle, put the vertical value first, then press tab and snap to the opposite edge for a perfect fit. Delete the guide, switch to the window layer, offset the frame, split it with lines, then use boundary to create a polyline and offset it inward. Divide the panels, create one panel with boundary, offset it, delete the guide, then mirror it across, down and to the side to complete the window. Now I turn it into a block in 3 simple steps. I select the window, click create block, give it a name, then pick a base point and click OK. And just like that, the block is ready with its square grid. To align the next window, I create a vertical construction line with XN. Then control drag the block to the intersection or use copy with reference to place as many windows as you need. I won't spend time designing the draw from scratch. If you want to, just use Google Images for reference, draw it with construction lines and turn it into a block. I will use one from my own dynamic block packs. It saves a ton of time. The link is in the description if you are interested. With the door in place, let's move on to the roofs, starting with the hip roof. With the roof already in plan, I use construction lines to align it with the elevation. On the roof layer, I offset the eave up, then the fascia on both sides. Next, I use fillet with radius of 0 and multiple options to clean up the fascia. Then I move the elevation into position along the guide, enable 30 degrees polar tracking, and draw the first roof slope. After drawing the first slope, I use construction lines to locate where the remaining roof ends. I simply project the roof intersections and wall edges from the plan, because whatever appears in the plan will also appear in the elevation, just at different angle. I then connect the roof lines and finally clean them up with fillet and line. In case that wasn't clear, I'll use boundary to isolate only the visible roof faces. Move them aside, join them together, and you can clearly see they match the plan. The only difference is the angle. The roof is at 45 degrees while the elevation is drawn at 30 degrees. The next elevation will make this even clearer. To finish the roof, I create the ridge cap with boundary, offset it inward, then delete the original. Next, I hatch the roof using ANSI 1, adjust the scale and angle, then enter to repeat the hatch for the second roof and change it to ash to show it's a level behind. Next is the flat roof elevation. I copy the elevation to the side and remove the hip roof. Since this design exposes the wall, I offset it inward, then add the roof drainage and show the waterfall direction with cycle and polyline. Next, I offset the parapet wall, clean it up with fillet, erase, and extend the wall. And just like that, I have my flat roof elevation. Finally, the gable roof. I copied the original hip roof, removed the hip ends, and extend the ridge to form the gable in plan. Back in the elevation, I delete the hatch and boundary, trim what I don't need, then use offset with the true option, and clean everything up with the fillet. And just like that, there is the gable end. It's simply an extended wall. Which one do you prefer, the hip roof or the gable roof? Let me know in the comments. Next comes the TNT, trees and text. For the trees, you don't have to draw them. AutoCAD already has them. In the View tab, Tool Palette, Architecture. Just import one, change the visibility to elevation, take it to its place, and take it to the tree layer. You can further copy it and change the visibility to another tree for the other side, but I like using my own tree, so I will do that. For the text, create mtext, label it front elevation, but select it and increase the height to something like 250. Make it bold if you want, then take it to the text layer. You will see why that matters in our number 8, the back elevation. Now, when it comes to the remaining elevations, most beginners use a different approach, which I won't recommend. They rotate the drawing with the view cube to face each elevation. The first problem is that it flips commands like the construction line. Vertical becomes horizontal and horizontal becomes vertical. It also rotates any blocks you create. So every time you try to reuse them, you will have to rotate them back into place. That is just too much extra work. Instead, I copy my drawing, label the elevation I'm working on, and rotate only the floor plan and roof plan. From there, I project walls with construction lines and align them, remove anything that won't be visible, and place only the element I need. For the roof, I use the same guides and 30-degree slopes as before. And just like that, here is the back elevation. But next is a little different case. For the left elevation, I rotate the floor plan and the roof plan to face the left side. Then use the boundary to preview the roof. Since we already understand how the roof will look later, let's focus on the building. Instead of redrawing everything, I simply borrow elements I need from the front elevation. Using construction line, I project the walls and windows position, align everything, then extend and trim the walls. For the steps, only 2 are visible, so I use the lengthen command with a delta of 300 to extend them precisely before joining and trimming the lines. After renaming the elevation, I offset the eave, mirror it across, then using the roof preview, I draw the slope easily at 30 degrees. Finally, I delete the guides, create the ridge cap with boundary, offset it inward, and the left elevation is complete. Next and final is the right elevation. For the right elevation, I rotate the floor plan and the roof plan to face the right side, then project the wall positions with construction lines. Since the left and right elevation share the same width, I simply copy the left elevation and remove the elements I don't need. For the window, I simply resize the existing block to fit instead of creating a new one. Next, I preview the roof with boundary, identify the visible faces with the help of construction lines. I easily trace the roof. After creating the ridge cap, I make few adjustments like apply hatch and use mask property to keep everything consistent. Finally, I align the right elevation with the left using a horizontal construction line. This workflow makes copying and aligning elements much easier because everything stays on the same level. And if you want to see how I drew the floor plan in 90 seconds, click on the video right here. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.